Hello. I hope, I pray that you've got your goggles on tightly and that your cape is fastened because today we are going on a lot of adventures. My name is RJ Redden. If you didn't know me, hello. What you see is what you get. And I have with me my dear friend, partner in crime, legal and otherwise. I suppose crime is always illegal, but Peggy MacArthur is here with me, and we are going to introduce you to some really cool stuff that's going on that you need to be a part of because just because, and all of that. So, Peggy, tell the people about the magnificence that is Peggy MacArthur.
Well, can we start with the intro? Like, let just back up a minute. The quest for epic engagement. I mean, that was pretty epic. Let's just give RJ a little something there for that. That was pretty cool. I was like dancing, like I was all into the intro. I was like, yeah. Anyway, good, cool. Well, I am Peggy MacArthur. I am a certified professional photographer with well over 30 years of experience. This is the only job I've ever had. I've always had a camera in my hand. And in addition to that, I teach other professional photographers and creative people how to run profitable businesses because us creative folks sometimes like to focus on our talents and ignore the business side of the business. So, um, and I developed this really cool program, and I couldn't sell it. I thought it was cool, but I had no idea how to market it or do anything with it. And so I hired this one right here, and she said, "Peggy, what is your ultimate goal?" And I was like, well, I want people to start going through my program and then I want to build a community. And she was like, no, 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 you're doing it backwards. Build the community first. And it was like, because that was the goal, is I wanted this amazing community and I thought I had to do it the other way. And so I have been on this amazing journey building worlds and building communities. So yes, RJ and I have kind of teamed up, and we've decided just to take over the world. Just that's it. World domination, nothing big, nothing to see here. Keep going.
Benign world domination. I mean, we're going to be very nice we're going to be the nicest overlords you have ever met.
The kindest and most giving, helpful. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm going to sidebar immediately. And just if you saw the opening there, you might have noticed that I've changed the name of the podcast. The podcast, I'm absolutely going to keep interviewing people. I'm absolutely going to keep playing with people and having some fun, but I'm also going to be adding my own pizzazz into it. It seemed to lack something. I am, as a coach and as a world builder and all the other things that I do, I'm constantly on a quest. The quest to find more engagement, the quest to find more awesome, ideal clients. There's always a quest going on. Where does a quest start? Probably in a tavern. And yeah, so I created the quest for epic adventure that you'll see in the couple of weeks. The name will change and the cover will change and all of that. And I'll also be adding some additional vital episodes.
So technically, I'm the first guest on your new
You
podcast.
so
Like,
first guest.
technically,
You've got to have perfection first. You gotta come out the gate blowing the horn. If you do not do that, you are not excited. And if you're not excited, they're not excited. Yes, you're my first guest. Welcome to the podcast. Y'all, we're gonna go a little off the rails because that's sort of what we do always. And just want you to know, in no way is this gonna be orderly, strapped down. We're gonna be going down the roller coaster with our arms outside of the vehicle. That is happening. So yeah, just get used to that. But change is coming. It's good change. So no worries about that. You'll notice some things happening in a couple of weeks here. Okay. Now, on to the real topic of the show. I'm telling you. Here's what has transpired in the past 3-4 months. We have been granted access. No, we paid for it just like everybody else, but we have access to a piece of software that allows us to not just meet in Zoom, but have meeting places that are more structured around us, around our branding, around what we want to do and be in the whole wide world. We've got access to something called Go Brunch. Richard Nolenthal, if you're listening, hey Richard, how you doing? And that is an amazing platform. I wouldn't even call it a virtual meeting platform. I would call it a community, an event, and something that allows you to build a tribe. Here's my thought, and you've heard me say this before. Text communities are, I mean, even if you can live stream into them, it's still a one-way conversation. I want
Mhm.
two-way conversations, three-way conversations, four-way, any old way. But I want to get to know my tribe. It is almost impossible to do that in a text community nowadays. People are bored. People don't stick. So uh, something else happened, and that was I started using AI to automate a lot of things, and that also cleared up some room for creativity. And so Peggy was actually the first one in Go Branch you were the first one to start creating your own rooms. Tell us what that was all about.
Well, I got irritated, to say the least, with the other platform, the other video platform, because they decided that they were going to take our take our you had to sign their privacy thing, that they owned all of our IP, all of our and our all of our anything that comes out of our mouth. And I was like, no problem, I'm going to opt out of that one. And they said, oh, well, you can kind of opt out, but if anybody else is in your room that's opted in, you're kind of still in. And that's what irritated me, because there was no way for me to opt out. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I spend a lot of time thinking about the things I think about and the things I say. I don't take the things I say lightly. Like, I really, I've done a lot of things with my life, and I feel like, it's mine. And if I want to give it away, then that's my business. But for you to say you're going to take it, I was like, no. So after paying for that platform for many, many years since the pandemic started, I literally said, nope, I will never teach on this platform again. I have
Yeah.
turned down speaking engagement since, because I'm like, no, just no. Anyway, so, anybody that knows me, yes, Peggy got a little stubborn. Um, And so I canceled my thing, and I was like, nope, done, bye. And I was like, oh, shoot, I need another platform, because I actually do need to be able to communicate with people. And so I tried Sessions, which is a good platform. I tried a couple other things that weren't so good. And RJ said, "You know what? I found this thing. Why don't you try it out?" And I was like, "Okay." And from the second I just like went nuts, started creating things because it's basically this blank page, and you can make it whatever you want. You can embed things, you can, have interactive things, it's just so fun. So I immediately Peggy jumping in with both feet on everything. I think I played with it for like a week and a half, and I had a workshop in it. I'm like, well, let's figure it out. Let's do it. And so I had this workshop in it. Now, keep in mind, I also had a text community that I would, beg people to leave messages in. And I just never could get any engagement. And I thought it was me, because when we're building things and it's not working, sometimes we think it's us, like we are the problem because it's our thing, and nobody was interacting on my platform. And so I just thought it was me. So I do this workshop and I show people around the platform, and the workshop ended and no one left. No one left. They stayed and talked for like an hour. And then I had a client in the studio. So I was like, well, you guys can stay and hang out. I've got to go work. And I came back like an hour and a half later and they were still there. And then I had another meeting and then I came back and they were still there. And now it's been, well, I don't know, 3 months and they're still there. I mean, they've gone about their business and left. From time to time they leave and eat and so forth, but um engagement is no longer the problem. And it just like, what in the world? And it's fun to build things that your community can use. It's fun to provide an environment where you can watch your community come together and collaborate and brainstorm and get excited, be each other's accountability partners, and bug each other. And it's like you just kind of get to sit in the corner and smile because it's like it's really a fun place. So, and needless to say, then, my small little, I think I have maybe 17 little rooms, my small little world. Then we went and started on RJ's world, and she doesn't do anything small. So RJ's got this mansion,
Yeah,
this mansion
it's true.
full of amazing adventures and quests.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and, it all started with, me really thinking about, mm, you know, uh, thinking about my doing a lot of thinking about my brand. And,
Hmm.
I do a lot of, I do a lot of branding with my clients, and all that kind of stuff. And it was just like one day I was like, I think I need to do this for myself. So I started really digging into, what do I teach? What problems do I solve? And who are my people? And what kind of environment would they want to be in? What would they feel comfortable in? What would give them a little bit of joy to come and hang out in? Because this is really, it's much more than, a space where people, appear in squares and do a meeting. There's a sense of place to it that we don't normally have. The guy who built Go Brunch, again, hello, Richard, are you listening? He said, I think it was a couple days ago in a post, that video meetings are designed with productivity in mind. You've got, you can scribble on a whiteboard, you can share a screen, you can upload, you can do things like that. Fantastic, darling. But it's not a place that's designed for engagement. It's just not. It's to help you be productive in a meeting. I don't really care so much about productivity in a meeting. I want to get to know you. No matter who you are, I want to get to know you. I want to, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things going on that I want to do that have nothing to do with scribbling on a whiteboard. And one of the things that I want to do is really introduce my brand and what I want to do in my brand, and what I want people to talk about when I'm not in the room. And so I created a world. Around our two bubbles, you're looking at it. This is one of the rooms that I have in Go Brunch, and it is called the Brewer's Alcove. You can see the guy, with the smoke coming up at the fireplace. I designed this room and then I showed it to Peggy, and she goes, "Oh, plans are being made in this room. Things are happening over here. World domination." We just laughed and we laughed about that, Peggy. And it was like, you're right. I mean, I decided that broadcasting from the Brewers Alcove would be the very best thing to do. But you'll kind of notice a feel about this room. You'll also notice a couple of things. For one, Scribbling Sensei, the ninja, is leaning in. Yeah, over on Peggy's side. I believe I'm covering up the second little ninja guy in this room. But there are so many things in here that are, a little bit different and that allow you to experience things differently. One thing being, we've got QR codes hidden in here. Yes, they're here. And
Lots of Easter eggs. Lots of Easter eggs in RJ's space.
So many Easter eggs, darlings. And you have to hunt them with your mouse. And experience these little QR codes that have been hidden everywhere and that you can scan and get to different places of my universe. These are the things that delight me and delight my clients. And of course, I was generating all of these rooms, and if you've ever worked with GPT, which uses DALL-E to generate its images, you know that they're not perfect the first time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do 3, 4, and then you need to knock on your photographer friend's door and say, "You know what? Could we enhance this just a little bit?" Peggy has patiently helped me create the community of my dreams. It's a place where people can come, they can co-work, they can meet other people that are most likely just as unconventional. We can have meetings, we can have workshops, we can sit in the reflection pool and listen to music that I have actually created. We can do anything in here. There's a world of possibilities within this world. And Peggy, the key to it was to say, "Peggy, I need some help making this awesome." And she did. She has skills, people.
Skills. If you do something for long enough, you should be good at it. Like, I think there's some like magic hour number. Well, I think 35 years is, probably past that magic number. So it's a couple of things I know how to do. A couple of things.
And I think what is the coolest thing is that, oh, by the way, Tanya is watching today. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
We see you. We love you. Thank you for watching. I think the thing that gets me the most is that, when we become adults, well, some of us refuse, but when most people become adults, we kind of lose the ability to make friends a lot because we're so kind of consumed with our lives, building our families, building our careers, building our businesses, whatever it is, right? We get so consumed with that there's not really There's not
Mm,
really a great opportunity to make
right.
friends like we did when we were in college. I mean, in college, and I was in college for a very long time. I just could not get enough of it, people. But when I was in college, you know, you come home, you probably live with several other people, check the kitchen, see if anybody's making food, check the couch, seeing if anybody's playing a game, have a conversation or two before you go and start your evening and really, bond with people during those off moments, should we say. There's never again a space in life where that's really possible until Go Brunch, until right here, right now. You can drop in my rooms and find somebody hanging out, probably co-working, maybe working on, some content, something, and have relationships. I can at any time of the day, and I do this several times a day. Instead of I've got 10 minutes till my next meeting, I'll check to see if there's a YouTube video I could watch. I don't bother. I don't bother checking the threads of any social network. I ping over to Peggy's rooms and see who's around if there's nobody around in my rooms. I will go see if Peggy's around so that I can say, "Hey, could you look at this for me?" Or, just beg her for her kindness in helping me with some more photographs. I mean, it's now a little tribe, a little family, and boy, have I missed that in entrepreneurship. Boy, have I missed it. To me, that's one of the things that makes Go Brunch great. The thing that makes it something that I want to build worlds inside. I want to build worlds not just for me, but I want to build them for a lot of people. Peggy, would you want to comment on this part?
Well, as a photographer, I spend a lot of hours editing and retouching images. And it's kind of one of those things that it's always been a lonely thing. You may turn on a YouTube video or you may turn on a podcast, but you're watching your screen and you're retouching your images alone. And now, if I'm doing something for RJ, I'll share my screen and she'll watch me work. And, I can talk. And then in real time, I'm like, do you like that? What do you think of that? Now, that's what we call our playtime. But I have a whole bunch of photographers and we'll sit there and edit together. And then if we want to show somebody just because it's cool, like sometimes you take a shot and you're like, yeah, I just want to show somebody how awesome this is. Say, hey, check it out. Or maybe you're trying to retouch something, you're just having, it's just not, you're not able to do what you're trying to do. Hey, anybody in here have a second? Look at this. What am I missing? What do I need to do to get this fixed?
Yeah.
And then you've got, and just, just having another person in the room, even if you're not talking. Now, not talking has never been a problem. In my community, we actually have work timers so that we can be like, okay, let's work for 24 minutes and then we'll talk for 5 and then
Mhm.
we'll go back to work. Because not talking is never, yeah, it's not usually a problem. Whenever Peggy's around, talking is not usually a problem. Everyone knows that. But sometimes Peggy actually has to work and think. So we have to do that. But I feel like, being self-employed, running my own photography business for 35 years now. That's one of the things that, that looking on the outside always looked so cool. Like, I feel like people that have a traditional job don't do nearly as much work as I do, because I'm always working. And, I'm sure it's not like on TV, but yeah, there's a lot of like chatting in between the cubicles and going to the kitchen and having coffee and going out on the roof for a smoke or whatever you do. It's like all that stuff that you don't have when you're a creative entrepreneur and you're working at home or you're working in an office by yourself. And this kind of lets you have that back, you know. I mean, many times, I work in the evenings, my husband's at class or doing something, and I'll be working, and RJ will jump on and she'll sit there with her apple, and we'll work and talk, and she'll eat her apple. And to the point that I had to go to the grocery store and buy apples. I was like, man, that apple looks good. But, if I were in an office, she would share her apple with me, or she would bring apples into the office. You know what I mean? It's those little things you don't think about that you miss. But it's about being with other humans. And, yeah, we missed a lot during the pandemic, but it's not just that. It's the way we do business now.
Yeah.
It's the way we communicate with other people, the way we can help each other. I'm a big huge believer that just because somebody does the same thing that you do does not make them your competition.
No.
I think that other photographers are my colleagues. I think that we all have our own unique styles, our own personalities, and our own ideal clients. I don't want the people that want to work with you, and probably vice versa. Like and we need to change that mindset of competition and get into the colleague area where, hey, let me help you and then you can help me. And guess what happens when we act like that? We all rise up. Right now in America, um, it is like our idea of finances, and how it is to live. It's like the inflation is ridiculous compared to what we're making. So, like, let's think about like how to change that. Like, I want to make more money. Do you want to make more money? Guess what? We're going to do that if we help each other, not if we're constantly cutting each other's prices and talking trash about each other. Like, that's not going to be the thing that changes our situation. The thing that's going to change it is me pulling you up, you pulling me up, and all of a sudden the bar rises. And this is now what we do. Like, you want to hire a professional photographer, this is what you should expect to get, and this is what you should expect to pay. And same with any other coaches. RJ works with coaches. She's always out there with coaches, and same thing, they're not your competition. We all have our different personalities and our different desires. Like, my idea of success is different than yours, so let's all be successful to our own definition and help each other. That's all I have to say, RJ. I'll let just step off my soapbox now. I'll just
That's
step back down.
never all,
Just step.
Peggy MacArthur. No. But that is
Well, no.
something I'm completely okay with. Yeah. The competition, the I know it's so popular to kind of in karate we used to call it turtling up, which is getting your all of your limbs underneath yourself to protect yourself, and to protect whatever it is. I believe deeply in intellectual property, and I all of that kind of thing, but we just act like the minute I give you a tiny bit of leverage out there in the world, even if it's not even doesn't even have anything to do with what I do, I'm somehow, gonna be giving away something. There are so many situations in which we can both win, and that is not popular news. That is not fun to talk about. It's more fun to talk about when people are competing, and one wins at the expense of another. We are win-win situations, and we've got one going on right now. As we were talking about a little bit ago, we've decided to pair up. Peggy is incredibly skilled with images, and I mean, all of the manipulation stuff that she's been able to do for me is just, it's absolutely incredible. And it is geared toward my audience, my people, and what are they going to feel comfortable. I mean, it's so specialized and customized. Not everybody is going to walk into my community and go, "Ooh, I would love to sit down and have a chat with these people." It's totally fine. You know what I mean? But knowledge, her extensive encyclopedic imagery knowledge, paired up with my knowledge of making things interactive, my knowledge of chatbots, my knowledge of AI, and the years and years that I've been studying human computer interaction. Uh, it really seems like these two talents should combine together and create something that heretofore has never been known. So we decided to do just that. Do you want to announce the name of the venture?
We have started a new venture together called the Epic Verse World Builders.
TM.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
So yeah, because um, not it's not just about a picture, and this goes back to what I did with headshots and branding shots and all this with my clients in my studio. You need to know who you're trying to reach. You need to know what is going to attract them or repel them so that you can reach your audience. This is all about marketing and branding and getting your place out there. And just your headshot, this is a thing that I've said for years. Your headshot should be more than just a pretty picture. It should be the biggest part of your marketing strategy. Well, guess what? Now your virtual world should be more than just a pretty place. It should be one of the biggest things in your marketing strategy, because you want a place that people are going to feel welcome, and not just any people, but your people, the people that you want to work with, the people that are ready to pay you, the people that are ready to jump on board and be your biggest fans, and help grow your community and allow them to grow their businesses alongside that. And so what RJ and I are really good at together is helping people figure out who that audience is and what it is that's going to make them feel comfortable and what's going to attract them to your space. So yeah, it's we've done this a couple of times, and we've had really good success. And we're like, we should do this. Like, we should do this for people because this is fun, and I like to do things that are fun.
Yes. Yes. I will have to give an example, Peggy, and that was we're visual people, Peggy and I. And before we had like, I don't know, a business plan or a strategy or anything else, we had a logo and we both wanted a tattoo of it. Like, so those are our priorities, everyone. Get that tattoo.
I was
Um
like, RJ, so I don't have any tattoos, but if you do it, I'll do it because this is fire.
it is fire. I love that logo so much. And I think I think one of the biggest things about it is this is such a lock and key type of thing. We can take you from not even really knowing who your audience is to building them a world where they can interact with you, feel comfortable, relax, make friends, network without networking, all of the things that we've been wanting them to do all along. And Tanya has some comments, which I'm going to put up on the screen and then read. Yes, there is room for everyone. A word, there are enough for wins for everyone, and you two are perfect examples of creating spaces and experience that help people win. Thank you. Tanya, you know it. Tanya is one of our is one of our people. Like I find her frequently in Peggy's rooms, and it's just always a joy. So thank you for that comment. Yeah,
In fact,
we're better together.
Tanya came to one of our Get Shit Done sessions where we were doing this before we thought of doing this as a business. And Tanya was one that was like, yes. And then we created a world, and I was like, what do you want to change about? She's like, it's perfect. And I was like, oh, that was easy. That was easy. But yeah, I mean, it's building an environment. And if you don't know what Go Brunch is, you are like, don't get left behind, because this platform is so amazing if you haven't figured that out already.
Mhm.
And come and figure out how Go Brunch can change your world, because it will change your business and the way you do business and the way you reach out to your community and the way you interact with them. Because just like RJ said, instead of going to YouTube or trying to, waste 10 minutes, you'll end up popping in over here. You'll pop in over here, pop in
Mhm.
over here. So, it's a very amazing space, to say the least. Yeah.
Tis. And we've decided, not only are we, of course we're going into business together, but we must also hold a little event.
Because we
Uh,
like events,
we
because we
love
like to hang
events.
out with people.
We love to hang out with people. This event will obviously be held in Go Brunch. And I believe I have a little link to it right here. I'm going to post it. Um, this is a free event. To get registered for this bad boy, hop on the link. It's going to show up here in a second on everybody's feeds. But
The link is in
this
the comments. Yeah, there you go.
it's in the
Whoop,
comments.
whoop.
Okay.
It's
Sweet.
there.
I'm going to show it. There's the little linky poo. Roll over to the comments and make that bad boy happen. What we're going to do is in 1 hour, we've got some tools. We call them workshops because, hey, we're going to make you work. You thought this was a free ride, didn't you? You thought you might hear a lecture. Wrong people. We are the wrong people for that. No, we have tools for you.
You
We have
need to
tools
get
for
dirty.
you.
If you're coming, you got to get dirty and build something.
Wear the grubbies. You know what I'm saying? The tennis shoes that you mow the lawn in are
Get the
perfect.
hair up, get the hair tie, get
Mm,
ready to go.
yes. Because we are going to work, and we're going to help you find who your ideal client really is, and we're going to help you find why you want to build a Go Brunch universe, or build a Go Brunch world. What do you want? What do you really want out of that for yourself and for your community? We're going to help you with those two things. When you walk out of our workshop, you will have, by the sweat of your own brow, you will have an idea of exactly who you're building for and exactly why you want to build. Because as pretty as these pictures are, and they are, you gotta know, you gotta know who your tribe is gonna be. You
Mhm.
gotta know what end you are doing this and how you want to build. If you know those two things, then you can, ask Peggy and I to build you a little world, and we're going to be doing that for a price. We got to eat,
I was
people.
gonna say, are you gonna tell people what the
Yeah.
prize is for attending? I
Oh, the
mean,
prize. Yes.
there's a giveaway. If you attend, you have to not only register but actually show up and do the work. But there will be a drawing. There will be a
Yes.
drawing.
The drawing is, and we'll give it away during the workshop, but the drawing is for your first room. Peggy and I, it's a way over $500 value, but that's kind of what we pegged it at. We will do one room for you. Soup to
Not just
nuts.
an image, but we'll get it all interactive. We'll get all the bells and whistles on it. It's going to be amazing.
It will be a show place. Mine are show places. I've got a private office that Peggy made for me. That is so fantastic. Okay, so let me just tell you about this place. It has my dog sleeping on the couch in this place. It has my cat curled up on a little poof in by the fireplace. It's got pictures on the mantle of me, my wife, my family, my friends. It's got all the cool things. All I do in there, my friends, all I do is invite people in for a one-on-one in that room. But I love that room, and all of my VIP peeps, all of them have, the secret key to that room, and they bust in the door every once in a while and tell me what's going on with them. Peggy has done it. She will bust in giggling about something new she's concocted. It is the most fabulous moment. Um, I that room makes me feel like I'm at home. That room makes me feel like I'm inviting other people into my space and showing them who I am. When is the last time you did that in a text-based community? You didn't.
And let's add that your fireplace has actual flames that wiggle. Like you can see the flames in the fireplace. It's
It
like,
looks real. It
yeah, it
looks
looks real.
one of my clients has
And
little
stars in the sky.
well, yes. One of my clients has little guys, little kids, and they always want to peek in and see the fire because they believe it's real, and I love it so much. I can't help it. It's so fabulous.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now
like
I have a bot that greets you when you come to my lobby. It says, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm here to help you look around and and interact here." And if you are going to be here for a while and you don't have an appointment with Peggy, let me just call and see if she's busy. And they push that button, and I get a text message instantly that says, "Hey, somebody's looking for you." So if I'm not with a client, if I'm not working, if I'm not watching a movie with my husband, he doesn't like it when I leave for go brunch. I'm just saying. So then I'll come jump on the computer and just kind of have an improv too. Hey, it's just like somebody coming to your house and ringing your doorbell. If you're not home, you're not going to answer. But if you are, maybe it's like a cool, like, oh, hey, come on in. And then if I'm not, then it gives them the option to schedule a meeting with me so that I can actually come and meet with them. I have a video on there that gives them a tutorial how to use all the platform, and it's an interactive video, so it's just an exciting place to be. I think it's an exciting place to be.
it
So I
is
mean,
it is so exciting to be in a place where people like it feels like people care about you. It
yeah,
feels like people want to interact with you and just you, not a number, not a name on a list somewhere that I'm going to spam 78 times so you'll buy my thing. No, I want to interact with you because I want to know you, because the more people I know, the better my life gets, and the better the business turns out to be as well. I mean, making connections like that, and not the, okay, I'm going to marry you tomorrow connections. You know what I mean? Like, no, let's get to know each other. This is hilarious. Peggy, it has just occurred to me that we use about 80 tons of technology to bring us to a place where we used to be like, quite a few years ago, where we build relationships a little bit at a time. And it's
yeah,
okay to do that.
yeah.
But it's old school. We use all this technology to go old school on you and tell you that
Hey, can
relationships
you come out and
before.
play? Hey, is
Yeah.
RJ busy? Can she come out and play?
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's right. You were talking about that the other day. It's what we used to do when we were kids. I lived in this apartment complex, and we would just, okay, it's summertime. We're up. We've had our breakfast. We've done whatever we're gonna do. We're gonna make the rounds of all the apartments where our friends live, and knock and say, "Hey, can somebody come out to play?" Uh, yeah, I mean, this is the experience of Go Brunch.
Yeah.
This is the experience.
And you don't even have to put pants on. I mean,
No,
I'm
no
just
pants
saying.
required. No pants required.
I'm always wearing pants, but I'm just saying that some of my people, they've kind of let it slip that they're wearing PJs. And I was like, you know what? You do
PJs
you.
aren't pants.
You know, I'm just saying.
Okay, all right. Now I know the requirements. Yeah,
Just
that's good.
saying.
That's good. Yeah, so we want you to have what we've experienced. I'll be sitting on the couch at night, and I usually wear headphones because my wifey likes to play games and videos on her stuff, and I like to watch Project Runway or Chopped. It's one or the other. Right now, I'm on a Project Runway binge. But last night, I'm sitting there. I've got my headphones on, and Megan catches my attention, and she says, "Your computer is saying your name again."
RJ. Hey, RJ. I
You
was,
were. You were. Megan heard you and was like, "I think you need to go talk to Peggy." I'm like, "Okay." I grab my drink and go off to talk to Peggy.
and we just talked for like 3 minutes and that was fine. Like,
Yeah.
but it was one of those things like you don't do that anymore. You don't just pop in on someone and you can. So yeah. Yeah, it's been a fun experience, and we want you all to come and experience it. So sign up, come, even if you don't have a Go Brunch account, come. It's easy. It's going to say, hey, register, put your name in or your email in, pick an avatar, and boom, you're in. That's literally as easy as it is. You don't have to remember a password or anything. You can just pop in, and then later, if you're like, hey, I want to do this, then you can get all registered for good. But come in, check out our space. If nothing else, even if you're like, well, Go Brunch isn't for me, which you won't say, but let's say you do, you're still going to come away with so much amazing information, knowing who your ideal audience is, knowing how to reach them, all these things. We're going to make you like dive deep into your own. I always say, if you have the desire and the passion to do something, you have everything inside of you to do it. You just need to get better at asking questions. People ask the wrong questions, and we're going to help you ask the right questions so that all that can come out of you and you can be really proud of all that you get written down on paper. Like, I get it now. I know who I've got to go market to. I know who I've got to go reach. I know who I've got to go communicate with. So either way, make sure you register because I mean you'll get to hang out with RJ and I for an hour or so. Like, come on,
Yes.
who doesn't want to do that?
And here's the thing. So many businesses suffer nowadays. So many entrepreneurs suffer from being lonely. It is that mentality of pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Again, a phrase I simply do not understand because it's
And
physically
doesn't
impossible.
exist. It doesn't even. It's not even a thing.
It's not even a thing. Also, not wearing boots. Now what? If you are if you are an entrepreneur who wishes that networking didn't have to be so fake, uh, who wishes to build relationships and make deep connections with people that you really want to work with or partner with or just hang out with.
Hmm.
If you are a creative person who is just so damn tired of staring at rectangles and note takers all day long, this workshop's for you. It's
Hmm.
free. and it's for you. So that's what I know about that. Come, show up ready to work, ready to hit it. We will be humorous and entertaining and fabulous because we can't help it. But you're working in this workshop. And when you come out, you're going to have a couple of little gold mines that
And
you
one
didn't
of
even know.
you, one of you will have a whole amazing decked out room with all sorts of animations and fun things going on.
That's right. That doorbell Peggy was talking about installed. Yes. Crazy. Yeah, we are gonna do up one room for one lucky human. So darlings, that's all that I know at this time. Peggy, any final words of wisdom?
Yes, don't be the one that misses this. That's my word of wisdom to you. Don't be the one that misses this because we love to give stuff away. We love to give our wisdom. We love to give our opinions. We love to give our insights. We love to help people, and so come take advantage of this. If you're not taking advantage of us, then that's on you because we are here to be taken advantage of. So come take advantage of us.
Wink. Anyway, so that is it for this week. I will be returning, same bot time, same bot channel next week, with an interview. But do look forward to some things along the way that I'm also going to be doing. Because it's time. It's time we took advantage of AI for our businesses. Hey, everybody else is doing it. It's time we took advantage of those things in an ethical way.
Ethical
And
way.
yeah,
I just thought
that's a
I'd
big
echo
deal.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's time that our businesses all got a boost of unconventional creativity. And brand building is world building, my friend. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, a go brunch room with interactivity and live people in it is worth 10,000. So that's all I know. See you next week. And thank you, Peggy.
I won't be here next week, but all of you remember that I was the first. And I know that you're going to have a ton of amazing guests on. And some of them you may say, these are my best guests ever. But in my heart of hearts, I will know that actually I am the only Peggy that you've had on this show. Okay.
All right, my friends. See you later.